Hello everyone, I am Luke, and welcome to the 105th battle of the Promethean Directive, where we have, for the very first time, a city versus city battle. We have the city of Incursion from the Sandstorm Horde, alongside second wave Rancor, third wave Shriekers, and fourth wave Executioners. And then on the other side we have Neo-Leporidae, as well as a bunch of bunny fleets, and 3 fleets contributed by Erewhon up against them. We are going to get this going right now. And my PC is new and good, but this is a very large battle, so I am using the in-game recording, assuming that Shift K started properly like it should have. Oh, we're moving at a balmy 1/3 speed. That's pretty good for having over, I think it's about 3 million versus 1 1/4. So not terrible. And especially with a lot of that force coming from flyers. This is a new airship for the Sandstorm Horde this time. It's called the Soul, and like their other airships, it is made of wood and diffs. Oops, all diff. It's also a carrier, which is pretty cool. And then for defenses, they have some Helion burrows, a Gnat burrow, and their regular big defense. I'm also going to quickly leave the camera here and put myself in streamer mode because, of course, Discord doesn't make it easy for you to prevent sounds from happening since their update, at least from my experience. I had it set pretty good previously, but then it updated and reset my settings, and now I have to use streamer mode to figure it out. These Tiamats are over here flaming one of the big guys, the Easter Bunny, which appears to be a modified Mabba craft. So yeah, the bunnies, they've got 2 of those Easter Bunnies, well, Wester Bunny and Easter Bunny, which were the spawn sticks, I think. And then they've got 9 Lapines, which are the little helicopters, 1 Lagomorph, which hopefully isn't being too laggy, and then 1 of their defense here. They have a massive helipad deco back here, as well as a single blacktail. This will be the kind of battle that's really hard to get an idea of what's going on, but it looks like, oh, a little turret fighter hanging out over here. Now I assume that if this guy can manage a really good diff salvo, it can like probably half speak of the diff cycle. Let's see how much this does. Enough! I don't know how dense this guy is, so how impressive that should be considered, but relatively non-dense, but you still had like half the salvo overpin. Oh yeah, that just went through some like half beams. Is this guy trying to eat the carrier? Not quite. Close, maybe he would like to, but he hasn't managed it yet. My guess for this battle is that Sandstorm's going to lose, but they'll do a disproportionate amount of damage, but I really don't know. Is that just some little fighter? Aw, Helion. Rest in peace. There should be, I don't know where all the Helions are up to. You would think, is that some Helions chasing after that guy? Yeah, looks like it. Oh, there's one on the ground. Oh, Mr. Hands is over here trying to eat the fortress. Let's see how well that goes for him. Not super well. It chunked out a turret and did some good armor damage before the AI inevitably moved it away from where it should have been. Oh, there's another diff salvo that mostly missed, but did knock off some hands and a propeller. I'm going to go ahead and give us a health check. We've got some random Helions and stuff despawning. The Soul is at 93. Lagomorph's at 100. Lagomorph's at 100. Wester Bunny is 99. This Easter Bunny is 93. And then of the 5 Tiamats, they are all barely damaged. Most damaged one is 94. And the fort is at 64. So far, the fort is taking the majority of the attention. Meanwhile, the Gnat burrow is recalling and repairing its fighters. Is that another Helion damage? Yeah. I wonder if this was a bad version of the Helion burrows, where a lot of them got stuck. Where are you going? That ain't gonna hit, Chief. Because I know there's been many versions of the Helions deployed, some of which work better than others. Yeah, I mean, the bunnies, the Easter Bunny, does do damage. It just doesn't get as close as it could. So you've only got a couple of the claws engaging for a little bit. It really doesn't do a good job of loitering in range, I'll say that much. Oh, speaking of loitering in range, here's the Tiamat. Oh, there's a Helion trying to do its job. We'll see if it's able to turn around. They always have trouble hitting stuff, I've noticed. There's another one right there. Oh, it did some damage to one of the claws. Firing with its blast gun. Tiamat, I don't think... Just because it can't hit stuff with its claws doesn't mean you should feed yourself to them. Oh, that's a big yikes. That is a very, very large yikes. That is an epic Tiamat fail. What intonation's going on over here? Oh, it's repairing. The soul is repairing some of its nats. You know, I didn't mean to go over here, but it's not a bad place to be. We've got more diffs firing. I mean, they've gotten the Easter Bunny down to 84, which is not bad. Aside from the... Well, I'm guessing the super damaged Tiamat, which may have already despawned. That's going to be the first of the big units to fall, but after that, I'm putting my money on the Easter Bunny. Oh, okay, and the fort. The fort's going to fall first. But the Easter Bunny is more damage than the soul, I believe. Only by a little bit. We'll see. The Tiamats really haven't done a good job of loitering in range for very long. Oh no, this is the guy that rammed, I think, unless another one of them lost its bow. I don't know whether they're designed for the flamers to be burst, or if they actually can do sustained firepower. Because if they can fire sustainably, then they're really missing out on a lot of DPS. You know, I gotta say, good job on designing a fort that keeps firing at 55%. Both the guns and the diffs. Oh, the bunny wall is actually really damaged, too. I think these diffs have just been laying directly into it from the full city separation distance. Oh, they've been shooting at the bunny wall anyways. There's some blueprint shenanigans going on here. Okay, so the wall is at 67. And I don't know how much of it is real because it's all hidden. Okay, just a big stone circle. Whereas the bunny heart, the actually important thing, is at 97. And it's a burst laser, I believe. That's a lot of 2 damage over there. The fortress, a couple little planes, Helion and a Nat, and then some stuff getting repaired by their carriers. The soul is now at 84. I suspect Sandstorm's going to start to struggle because they've lost the fort which can actually tank, and they're now left with the soul, which is entirely wood, and to add to that, mostly wooden slopes. Or no, wooden triangles. This thing is as undense as possible. Yeah, it's all wooden square triangles with a bit of a bleak. These guys are actual airships, like they're fully helium lifted, if I recall correctly. They might have some backup. Yeah, they do have some backup props. But I think they can fully passive lift if they need to. Or they passive lift until they can't, and then they use the active. Guys, you're supposed to eat the fort, not each other. Big yikes with the bunnies. There was a big argument about which cardinal direction was better. And it seems like Easter Bunny was insulted that Wester was telling him it was west, and now he's trying to get revenge. But hang on, let's see who's been the real contributor. Ooh, Wester Bunny just lost a big section. Okay, so Wester Bunny has done 24 million and 24 460 in material value, obviously not all from this battle. 24 for 60, you've done 24 600. So this guy's done another 150,000 damage, possibly in part to his ally. If I manage to overwork Raycast before next season, we'll get those values to automatically get deleted when you submit your blueprint, and then we can know every battle how much damage every craft did. But that's a very optional feature that may or may not come to fruition. It'd just be cool. Oh, Tiamat's not you too! Oh, the agony. Bonk. At least they're doing some good flaming. They also have some sort of downward firing diffs, if I recall correctly. Yeah, they do. A bunch of little omni-mantlet small barrel guns. I don't know how consistently they fire though, and we've definitely got tracers off in this one. Okay, 0.1 speed right now, probably because a bunch of stuff is ramming. And that's stressing out the physics thread. But that's why we got the backup recording. Lagamorph's still at 99. Those are pretty tanky flyers, or maybe they're just well-ignored flyers, I'm not sure. They felt tanky previously. Is the Gnat Burrow still around? It looks like it's been destroyed or not. Oh, no, it's still there. It's trying to save one of its children. Will it manage it in time? It's at 52, you just need to repair a few blocks. 53. 59, yeah, it did do it. Well done. The Gnat Hive has saved its child. Although it looks like it's now the next target of these guys. Wester's at 75, Easter's at 71. The Soul is now at 72, so it's fallen below the 2 bunnies. But the Tiamats are mostly still up and vibing. I think all 5 are up, yeah. 81%, 98, 96, 75, and 77. So 3 of them are pretty damaged, 2 of them are barely scratched. And both carriers, so the carrier and the hive, are still operational. which is pretty good. I think by... Actually, where are the Erewhon craft? It's been forever since I've looked for them. Oh, are they strafing at maximum range? Yeah, there's the Unbound Egos, there's the Macroscopic Particle Theory. 100%, probably the guys are 100% too. Oh, there's a gnat dueling with this ego, that's funny. Tiamat, don't you dare do it again, come on. I mean, you did break it, but you lost your face. To each their own, I guess. I hope that trade was worth it. There are now 4 heavily damaged Tiamats, because I think that must have been one of the full health ones. Yeah. So there are 4 Tiamats flying around without their face. But the fact that all 4 of them have only lost their face means that they're really not taking much damage to their torso. It's almost all from colliding with each other, with the bunnies, or maybe one of them was from a critical shot that just took off the spin block. Because I think the front is spin block mounted, given how consistently it falls off. Either that, or it's just a section with ammo boxes that's designed to come off if it takes damage. So if you look in here, okay, so it's totally hollow. Is there an actual... Oh, okay. So there's a joint there where there's a forward helicopter blade. And then behind it is a section with some diffs and some ammo. So I think if you hit the ammo, then the section forward of that will just fall off. Okay, the Wester Bunny is at 71, the Easter Bunny is at 65. And because of their damaged grabby arms, they can no longer reach anything with the altitudes they're flying at. Yeah, all the long arms have been chopped off. They've only got the 2 red arms on one red arm on the other. And those are a lot shorter. So the bunnies are now defunct in this battle. You're just left with the 2 lagomorphs, the big fortress, the bunny fort and the bunny wall, bunny heart and bunny wall, and then like Erewhon's craft that are out in the middle of nowhere. Let's check on the soul. It's at 60% and heavily listing. Oh, there's a couple of the chinchillas too.
That's not a good team, though.
So the soul is at 60 and heavily listed. Sarah, I'm filming.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you for the food, though. Anyway, the soul is pretty heavily listing and can no longer get its diffs to bear. I haven't seen any planes over here recently, so it's possible that they've all been lost. They've either been lost or this thing's lost its capacity to recall them. I'm guessing somewhere in this little warrant of parts you've got some docking stations that no longer exist. But yeah, as soon as this guy hits the ground, I think he's done for, because that impact is going to easily knock off the 4% that you need to kill him. There's another Helion got killed. I've yet to see a Helion actually burrowing into a target. Either they've just been doing that in places I haven't been looking, or they haven't managed to do any actual hits. Which, yeah, drill's being hit or miss as usual. I should be, yeah, you can hear me. Although I'll need to cut that interaction out of the recording, because muting in Discord does not mute in the recording, unfortunately. And I'll probably forget, so you'll get some extra words between me and my sister. Tiamats, please. Please, no. You're the last one with a nose left. You don't have to do this. No! It's a good thing these guys can fly without a nose, because boy, if they couldn't, then there would be 0 Helion, or 0 Tiamats left. Oh, the soul is dead. Long live the soul. Some chinchillas over there walking their way closer. Easter Bunny is at 60%. Wester Bunny is at 69. I mean, given how expensive these guys are, oh yeah, 1.6 mil. Obviously, a lot of that ends up, I think, in natural cost. Oh yeah, these guys are mostly stone. If Sandstorm can kill both of these, or just one of them, and keep a lot of damage to the other, then that's maybe a... it may make the bunnies as a win a Pyrrhic one, or at least a strategic loss.
Luke, there's a scammer going wild in the channels at the moment.
Okay. I will deal with that, seemingly. Where?
All of the Season 1 nations, and I think the ones that are archived.
Sorry,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
put in a timeout.
And Season 2 nations, and General.
Yeah, I just put him in a timeout right now.
Okay.
I don't have the ability to ban him right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna ban him and delete all his messages. Well, that's a good aside for the battle. Thanks for the camera in a good spot. I don't believe we know that person. Delete their last 7 days of message history for good measure. Yeah, suspicious or spam account. Ban. Okay, they're gone. Sorry about that. Clearly we should have banned them as a bot when they joined. Well, in the meantime, while I was dealing with that, the Easter Bunny is at 57, and will likely die shortly. Nagamorphs are still vibing. Who's dead over there? Oh, Tiamat's finally fallen from the sky. Looks like this one is grounded as well, and heavily on fire. Yeah, so the Tiamats are finally dying. It's a good thing these guys are hovercraft, because otherwise they'd be in trouble. And yeah, so there's still some Tiamats left, but not many at this point. I think there's 3 flying, 1 dead and grounded, 1 grounded. But the Easter Bunny is only a couple % away from being dead too. $56. Just a little bit more fire and he's done for. Although honestly, the amount of fire burning on him may be enough. It's hitting stone though, so it's not going to burn that well. I bet hitting the ground would also kill it, but I don't think it will. Most of these aircraft are well enough designed, they won't hit until they're well below 50. Yeah, just a bit more damage, and a very expensive repair becomes a replacement needed. Here's the particle finally at close range, probably because it's targeting something way over there. I bet it's targeting like this guy or something. Nope, that's a Lapine. I don't know who would be targeting then. There's only... yeah, the 4 Tiamats left. Can I get a... oh, okay. Yeah, the Helion Burrow, and then 3 Gnats, all of which are currently docked, I think. So the Sandstorm Horde are very soon to lose. Yeah, the last of their Air Force is these 3 Gnats, plus the really damaged Tiamats that are all flying around. But the Easter Bunny is finally killed, which leaves the Wester Bunny soon to take over target prio for the Tiamats. But it'll be a lot harder to kill. I doubt it will get killed before the Tiamats finally go down. They're slowly eating more damage from the lasers, from some missiles, from a mix of stuff. But this could easily be a... I bet Sandstorm will have done more damage in materials than they've taken. Because they went into this with pretty much only as much materials as a Easter Bunny is worth, if I recall correctly. No, it would have been probably as much as 2 Easter Bunnies. Because these guys are 200,000. All the numbers are skewed because both sides use a ton of wood and stone. Although actually not too much on the Tiamat. I know there's some stone and stuff in here, but it looks to be mostly metal and alloy. But for a, like, probably 3 times outcost, this is not bad damage for Sandstorm to have done. But slowly the last of the Tiamats are falling. That might have been all of them, actually. I don't see any Tiamats left airborne. I think it's just the downed ones. Oh yeah, they very quickly went down. And nope, there's a Tiamat over here vibing. Vibing. It is airborne, it's just not doing too much. Probably maneuver killed. And then another Tiamat that sunk into the water. So yeah, I think we'll be able to call this in a minute. But until then, we can at least watch some stuff despawn. Easter Bunny slowly disassembling itself, Tiamat falling from the sky. Somewhere over there is another Tiamat, I think. It's in one of the oceans. Little Lapine over there. The Bunny Heart and Bunny Wall are as damaged as they were at the beginning. I think pretty much the only guys that targeted this were the fortress, the medium hive fortress itself. Oh, there's still 1 Gnat valiantly trying to fight and stay repaired against an overwhelming barrage of lasers and missiles. These guys really didn't want to target the Gnat hive for whatever reason. Oh, there's a long distance Tiamat finally despawning. Yeah, it's just been kind of floating away over here. There's the Easter Bunny dying, and then... oh yeah, way out at sea. Never mind, that's pretty far. Also despawning. Okay, yeah, all that's left is the Gnat hive, and I don't think it can do anything more than suffer the same fate as Sisyphus, trying to repair that little gnat in vain. Alrighty, that will be it for this one. Thank you all for watching. This has been an entertaining battle, I hope.